Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq exchanges greetings with the leaders of sisterly and friendly countries on the occasion of the blessed Eid al-Adha. His Majesty the Supreme Commander issues a royal pardon on a group of inmates convicted in different cases. And the Ministry of Health continues national serological sample survey and records 9 deaths and 846 new COVID-19 cases. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. With the advent of the blessed Eid al-Adha, His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq exchanged cables of greetings with Their Majesties, Highnesses, and Excellencies, the leaders of the sisterly and friendly countries. In his cables, His Majesty the Sultan expressed his sincere greetings, along with his best wishes to them and the people of their countries for the progress and prosperity, praying to Allah the Almighty to achieve all aspirations of their peoples under their leadership and for the return of this occasion on all Muslims with blessings and welfare. In their cables, the leaders expressed their sincere greetings along with their best wishes to His Majesty the Sultan and the Omani people, praying to Allah to protect His Majesty, grant him good health and long life, to achieve further progress and peace for his loyal people under his wise leadership, and praying to Allah the Almighty for the return of this and similar occasions on His Majesty, the Omani people and the Arab and Muslim nations with welfare and progress. His Majesty the Sultan exchanged cables of greetings with the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, President of the United Arab Emirates. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa of the Kingdom of Bahrain. His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Emir of Qatar. His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmad Al Jabir Al Sabah, Emir of Kuwait. His Majesty King Abdullah II Ibn Al Hussein of Jordan. His Majesty King Mohammed VI of Morocco. His Excellency President Qais Said of Tunisia. His Excellency President Abdul Majid Tebboune of Algeria. His Excellency President Ismail Omar Guelleh of Djibouti. His Excellency Lieutenant General Abdel Fattah Al Burhan, Chairman of the Sovereignty Council of Sudan. His Excellency President Dr. Bashar al-Assad of Syria. His Excellency President Mohammed Abdullah Farmajo of Somalia. His Excellency President Dr. Burhan Ahmed Saleh of Iraq. His Excellency President Mahmoud Abbas of the State of Palestine, Chairman of the Executive Committee of the Palestine Liberation Organization and Chairman of the Palestinian National Authority. His Excellency President Azali Assoumani of the Comoros. His Excellency Faiz al-Sarraj, Head of the Presidential Council of Libya and Prime Minister of the Government of National Accord of Libya. His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi of Egypt. His Excellency President Mohammed Wuld al-Sheikh al-Ghazwani of Mauritania. His Excellency President Field Marshal Abdrabbu Mansour Hadi of Yemen. His Majesty Haji Hassan al-Bolkiah, Sultan of Brunei Darussalam. His Majesty King Abdullah ibn al-Sultan Ahmed Shah of Malaysia. His Excellency President Dr. Ilham Haidar Aliyev of Azerbaijan. His Excellency President Dr. Muhammad Ashraf Ghani of Afghanistan. His Excellency President Joko Widodo of Indonesia. His Excellency President Dr. Shaukat Mirziyoyev of Uzbekistan. His Excellency President Dr. Hassan Rouhani of Iran. His Excellency President Dr. Arif Alvi of Pakistan. His Excellency President Muhammad Abdul Hamid of Bangladesh, His Excellency President Gurbanguly Berdi Muhammadov of Turkmenistan, His Excellency President Recep Tayyip Erdogan of Turkey, His Excellency President Idris Deby of Chad, His Excellency President Ali Bongo of Gabon, His Excellency President Adama Barrow of Gambia, His Excellency President Macky Sall of Senegal, His Excellency President Umamo Ali Rahmanov of Tajikistan, His Excellency President Sooronbay Jeenbekov of Kyrgyzstan, His Excellency President Kasim Jomart Tokayev of Kazakhstan, His Excellency President Ibrahim Muhammad Solih of Maldives, His Excellency President Muhammadu Issoufou of Niger, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria, and His Excellency President Ibrahim Boubacar Keita of Mali. His Majesty the Sultan also received cables of greetings on the blessed occasion from a number of crown princes and heads of government and senior officials in the Arab and Islamic world, and from their highnesses and excellencies, the ministers, honorable members of the State Council, and their excellencies, the members of the Shura Council, under secretaries, Omani ambassadors accredited abroad, and ambassadors of Arab and Islamic countries accredited to the Sultanate. In the cables, they expressed their heartfelt congratulations to His Majesty the Sultan on this solemn occasion, wishing him good health and happiness, and praying to Allah the Almighty to protect His Majesty and to return this happy occasion on him with goodness, and on Oman and its proud people with further progress and prosperity under the wise leadership of His Majesty the Sultan. His Majesty responded to their cables, thanking them for their sincere greetings and noble feelings, praying to Allah the Almighty to always bestow them with good health and happiness, and to return happy occasions on everyone with good deeds and blessings, and to the entire Islamic nation with pride, dignity, and strength. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq exchanged greetings and blessings on the occasion of the blessed Eid al-Adha in a phone call this afternoon with His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Emir of the State of Qatar. His Majesty the Sultan expressed his sincere greetings and best wishes of good health, happiness, and long life to His Highness the Emir, praying to Allah the Almighty to return this blessed occasion on him and the Qatari people with further progress and prosperity, and on all Muslims with goodness and blessings. From his side, the Emir of Qatar expressed his sincere greetings and best wishes of good health, happiness, and long life to His Majesty the Sultan, praying to Allah the Almighty to return this occasion on him and the Omani people with further progress and prosperity, and on all Arab and Islamic nations with goodness and prosperity. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sent a cable of condolences to His Excellency President Dr. John Magufuli of Tanzania on the death of the former Tanzanian President Benjamin Mkapa. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq, the Supreme Commander, issued a royal pardon on a group of inmates convicted in different cases. A statement from Royal Oman Police said the number of those honored by the royal pardon were 433 inmates, among them 217 foreigners. The royal pardon granted by His Majesty the Supreme Commander coincides with the advent of the blessed Eid al-Adha of the year 1441 Hijrah, and in consideration of the families of those inmates. The Honorable Sayyida, wife of His Majesty the Sultan, forwarded greetings to the citizens and residents of Oman on the occasion of Eid al-Adha of the year 1441 Hijri, praying to Almighty Allah to renew this occasion on them with good health, well-being, and long life, and for all Islamic nation of good omen and blessings. The Honorable Sayyida also sent cables of greetings to a number of wives of their Majesties and Excellencies, the leaders of brotherly and friendly countries, as well as to a number of international personalities on this occasion, including her best wishes of good health, welfare and long life, praying to the Almighty Allah to renew this occasion on them with good omen and blessings, and for Arab and Islamic nation with progress and prosperity. Still to come in our news bulletin. The National Museum completed the restoration work of the Sinau treasure of coins. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The Ministry of Health announced 846 new confirmed cases of COVID-19, which brings the total number registered in the Sultanate to 77,904, including 402 deaths. The Ministry of Health stresses that 58,087 cases have been recovered. The National Epidemiological Serological Sample Survey on COVID-19 by the Ministry of Health continue in various governorates of Oman. The survey is conducted as part of the strategy to study residents' immunity against novel coronavirus. The survey, which will last for 10 weeks, targets 20,000 random candidates who will be tested for COVID-19. Random candidates will be selected for the national survey. After selection, they will receive a call to invite them to participate in the survey. By giving a written consent, blood samples will be collected and the results will be uploaded in Tarassud app in order to determine the spread of the virus in the area. In the governorate of South Sharqiya, the ministry will invite around 400 participants from the 5 wilayas. Upon completion, the survey is intended to help decision makers in the country to arrive at suitable decisions and policies to combat the pandemic and uplift the ban on some of the commercial activities. The Emergency Management Subcommittee in the Governorate of South Batna continue its effort to monitor the total lockdown. Citizens and residents in South Batna have shown adherence to the lockdown procedures as the main and service roads in the wilayas are empty during the curfew. ROP South Batna HQ and members of the Emergency Management Subcommittee conducted a series of meetings to issue travel passes to truck drivers to ensure that the goals from the lockdown are realized as per the decisions from the Supreme Committee on COVID-19. In order to ensure the continuity of the availability of basic services and products, the concerned authorities have decided the following. Availability of trucks weighing 3 tons or more to pass through the governorates throughout 24 hours during the total closure to transfer various types of goods without requiring to obtain transit permits, with a condition that only the truck driver be present without escorts. And also decided to allow transportation within one province during the non-movement period from 7 in the evening to 6 in the morning for water tanks and gas trucks. The Oman Investment Authority announced restructuring some IT and telecommunication companies and some of their boards of directors. Active and passive companies like Oman Broadband Company, Telecommunication Towers Company, Satellite Communication Company and Oman Technology Fund under the umbrella of Oman Information Technology and Communication Group. The major projects at the Special Economic Zone at Duqm are approaching completion, which makes them an attractive hub for various international investments. The Oman India Investment Webinar confirmed that the Special Economic Zone Authority at Duqm offers incentives to the investors in various fields. More details in the following report.
Under the theme Invest in Duqm, Oman India Investment Webinar was held virtually by the Special Economic Zone Authority in Duqm in cooperation with the Indian Embassy in the Sultanate, with the participation of the Public Authority for Investment Promotion and Export Development ITRA. The webinar came to enhance trade and investment cooperation between the Sultanate and India in light of the growing economic relations between the two countries. More than 300 businessmen from both countries took part in the event.
We have started preparing for this meeting 1 month back in order to present the investment opportunity to the Indian community in relation between the Embassy of Oman in India and the Embassy of India in Oman. We had quite a good number of participants who registered, over 300 participants, which the Indian part present the majority, 60% of those who attended and registered. Part of those company, Tata and Adani, well-known, reputable company in India.
The webinar discussed the investment opportunities available in the Special Economic Zone in Duqm, the growth witnessed in the area, and the incentives offered to investors, while commenting on the recent amendments made to the investment laws in the Sultanate, which came in line with the aspirations of the investors.
We highlighted on certain opportunities during the event, and also the incentive and benefits that can be provided to our friend from India. And we are really, emphasizing again on the relation between Oman and India. And we expect this platform will allow more business flow, hopefully to come to Duqm. And we will do a follow-up on the outcome of this event. And we definitely look at the Indian investors as a contributor to the entire development of Duqm.
The forum reflects the ongoing trade relations, common interests, and long-standing friendship between the Sultanate and India. The volume of trade exchange between the two countries exceeded 1 billion Oman Riyals until 2019, while the number of Indian companies registered in the Sultanate reached 4,100 companies. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
The total foreign assets at the Central Bank of Oman increased by 1.5% to record around 6.3 billion Omani Riyals at the end of May 2020 compared to May 2019. The statistics issued by the National Statistics and Information Center pointed out that the actual exchange rate index for Omani Riyals increased at the end of May by 1%, recording about 106 points, and the local cash flow rose by 1.7 billion Omani Riyals with an increase of 7%. The total issued cash reached around 2 billion Omani Riyals at the end of May compared to the same period of last year. Maintenance and restoration team at the National Museum completed their work on restoring Sinau treasure, which is considered so far the biggest coin treasure found in Oman. The treasure was contained inside a turquoise blue-colored clay vase with double handlers. It was discovered in Niyabat of Sinau in 1979. The treasure contains 962 silver dirhams from the Sasanian and early Islamic eras, in which the oldest coin found in the treasure is estimated to be 1,400 years old. Around 700,000 seedlings of mangrove trees have been planted in 32 sites, covering a total of 1,030 hectares along the Omani coasts. More details in the following report.
Mangrove trees are considered one of the most prominent features of the marine environment in the Sultanate. They are of great importance to the marine ecosystems, functioning as nurseries of biodiversity in marine fauna, soaking up carbon dioxide, and contributing to mitigating the impact of greenhouse gas emissions. About 700,000 seedlings of mangroves have been planted in 32 sites along the coasts of the Sultanate, covering an area of around 30,000 hectares until the end of last year. Avicennia marina is one of the mangrove plant species found in Oman, which has adapted to the harsh climate of the Sultanate and the scarcity of fresh water. This species is found in several coastal areas extending from the governorates of North Al-Batina, South Al-Batina, Muscat, South Al-Sharqiyya and Dhofar. The Ministry of Environment and Climate Affairs has paid great attention to mangroves through the implementation of a long-term plan to rehabilitate and preserve mangroves forests in various regions across the Sultanate. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq exchanges greetings with the leaders of sisterly and friendly countries on the occasion of the blessed Eid al-Adha. His Majesty the Supreme Commander issues a royal pardon on a group of inmates convicted in different cases. And the Ministry of Health continues national serological sample survey and records 9 deaths and 846 new COVID-19 cases. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.